Greetings! Welcome to my intuitive office. I'm here to give you a card reading. You can listen to it at any time. My name is Belle. I love to do intuitive readings and it's a lot of fun. Today we're using the decks, the Fountain Tarot for 6 cards. We're also using Keepers of the Light Oracle by Kyle Gray for 2 cards. And then getting 2 cards from Work Your Light Oracle, which I haven't really used as much recently, so I'm curious to see what we got. Let's just jump into what we've got for the tarot cards and see how it goes. Two of the cards jumped out right away. We have 6 of Cups. It's like a childhood nostalgia card. And we've got Temperance. It's a very different depiction of the Temperance card. This person, usually it's a woman holding 2 cups. They're like pouring into each other. This time it's a man, and he seems a little bit like trying to stay warm. Like he seems kind of cold. He's like cold and naked and trying to find that balance still. That's kind of interesting. So to me, this makes me think of like childhood, like having a certain sense of life in childhood, and then growing up and finding that your sense of life has really changed. And naturally that will happen, but it's about adapting to the changes in life and supporting yourself as you realize life is a lot different than you originally thought. And how can you make that work for you? Then we've got the Judgment card. I'm getting a sense of, like, this card is about these people emerging. I guess it's supposed to be on Judgment Day. I have a little bit of trouble with this card sometimes. I'm not really religious. I think of it as like drawing a line, like a reckoning. Like something has happened and it's getting cut off, and then as you proceed forward, everything has to be different. Nothing crosses that line. Kind of like that judgment, that reckoning. So with all this, I'm getting the sense of when I look at the Temperance card and the Judgment card together, both major arcana, seems like this nakedness and this vulnerability that wants to emerge in a new way. But I almost get a sense of too much belief in something that may not be true. For the Judgment card, like putting all your money on a certain thing, like putting all your hopes and dreams on a certain outcome, and that may not be what ends up working out. These people are looking forward to one outcome so much that it might be holding them back from seeing other things that could be possible. And this is really interesting. It's like how did he get to this place? Like where did he lose his clothes? How did he get to this place where he's so vulnerable? Did he was that a choice to be more open? Or was it something he kind of stumbled across, like something happened and just found himself kind of at a loss? Then we've got 5 of Coins, like being left out in the cold, feeling a lot of sense of financial fear because there's this uncertainty. Again, we go back to 6 of Cups, like we had this childhood sense of life, and then we wake up as an adult years later, and we have different financial struggles. Well, a lot of major arcana, because now we've got the Chariot. So it's like with the 5 of Coins, the financial struggle, where are you going to go next? Do you have a sense of clear direction for what you want to do next? Oh, but it's going to work out because you get a fresh start with the Ace of Coins. Yeah, so I'm getting a sense of uncertainty about how to proceed in adulthood from this card with the depiction in this deck of these different images. Definitely the sense of vulnerability and too much trust in only one outcome at the top three cards, and then sense of regrouping financially for the bottom three cards. Now let's see what we've got from the Kyle Gray deck, Keepers of the Light Oracle. We've got Sanat Kumara, Light Activation. Shine your light, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So this is about trusting yourself. Doesn't really go with the tarot cards that well. This is about trusting yourself. What are the steps that you know you need to take? Like, is it working for you to be this vulnerable? Do you need more of a boundary? Or is it working for you to be that vulnerable? Follow your instincts and your inner wisdom about that. We've got Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. I feel like this oracle card goes with the Ace of Coins because you will be having a greater sense of opportunity. Now we're down to the last two cards. Sometimes I don't like this deck that much. Work Your Light Oracle. So let's see what we've got. We've got the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And we've got the Ever Unfolding Rose. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So I don't think I'm on the same page with the creator of Work Your Light Oracle. I think I have a different belief system, but I really like the imagery of these cards. So if we look at this pyramid or triangle, we look at everything coming to a point, this point of no return, which I think goes back to the Judgment card. So it's like there's something that is going to it's like it's like balancing a type of checkbook. That's old school, but like accounting for something, like getting down to a point where things can't stay the same anymore. There's going to be this culmination, and then something different is going to be past that. And then I do like the original idea of this ever unfolding rose, this really beautiful way that life is unfolding in so many different ways that it's difficult to imagine. One time I read this sense, I think it was a little bit Buddhist. Instead of a timeline like we usually think of in our culture, I read this account of a Buddhist thinking that life unfolds from a center. So it's like that's the ever unfolding rose. It's like expanding outward from a center rather than going through a timeline. So that's what that reminds me of. So to relate that back to the tarot cards, I don't know. It's kind of difficult. Got kind of a mishmash here. I think the takeaway from this is that I think I haven't had enough coffee today, but the takeaway from this is if we only look at the major arcana cards, we've got Temperance, Judgment, and the Chariot. If you compare Temperance and the Chariot, here's someone who's very vulnerable, trying to kind of refill his cup. And here's someone who is at the reins, trying to get his horses to go in the direction he wants them to go in. I guess we've got to have a little bit of both. We've got to be guiding our life in the direction that we want, And then we've also got to have a sense of openness and vulnerability in some cases. I think this reading is inconclusive. I'm not getting a sense of conclusion or outcome with this reading, which is kind of weird. Maybe we should draw one more card from a tarot deck. I have a bunch laying around, just not sure which one is calling me right now. Okay, let's do Raven's Prophecy Tarot. So what I'm going to do is shuffle and draw one card because I feel like this reading is pretty inconclusive. I've seen people do this online and I really admire it. They just have these cards out, they're like dealing a lot of cards, uncovering a lot of messages. I kind of want to try that method sometime, where you just have like all these cards and you're shuffling and looking at a bunch at a time. I kind of have more of a certain spread, but let's see what comes up. Okay, we're trying to get clarity. One card, clarity on this reading, for what the outcome or concluding thought or idea would be. Okay, I got these. Got this one. Let's see what it is. It is kind of nervous. Queen of Swords. Perfect. That's perfect. It's all like a mind game, right? Like, I was just thinking, right before I did this reading, that I don't want to be so nervous all the time. Like, I need to trust and not worry so much. So I feel like, in a way, that goes with Queen of Swords energy and this reading, because it's about the way that we are setting ourselves up in life, the way that our perception is, and the steps we're taking. Like, it's all within our own hands. In other words, it's all within our own minds. So we've got a lot of elements here. You know, we've got like that nostalgia for that innocence of starting off and having a certain sense of life. And then we've got this like almost painful vulnerability. We've got this reckoning with the Judgment card that is this point of no return. We've got some fear of financial loss. Got to regroup, and then we will have new beginnings for the finances. And then we've got these random oracle cards. I don't know. I'm gonna possibly stop mixing the tarot with the oracle because it just isn't the same in almost all cases. It's just like you're having this deep tarot reading, and then all of a sudden you've got this like bright color that doesn't really mesh that well. So I'm gonna have to see about that. Even though I do like the oracle cards, but maybe I should keep them a little bit different. So just be aware of what you are adding to the situation through your own thoughts and ideas and perspective that you have on life. Okay, let's call it a reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like your own personal reading, I'm offering 2 different types of readings now. There's a $25 reading that's shorter. It's about 15 minutes by video. Even though it's more cards than you would think for 15 minutes, but it's just a little more concise if you're on the go. It's $25. And then I've got my normal $45 readings that are the different intuitive readings, and the video is at least 40 minutes usually for those because it's really in depth. So send me an email if you want to chat about getting a reading. I'm always open to that. It's asynchronous, so once you order a reading, I send you a PayPal invoice, and then I send you the reading in video format, specifically for you. It's personalized, but and it's just it's not open to everyone. It's sent to you unlisted, but it is something I prepare, and then you don't have to watch it at a particular time, and you can watch it as many times as you want. Okay, thank you so much for bearing with me. as I like get my bearings for these cards. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.